Hello and welcome back to the Reset, episode 72, with me, Sean Tucker. How quick do you take to recover and reset? See, you might hear it in my voice today. I'm a little bit unwell, and that is partly because I went out last night to one of my favorite bands, Above and Beyond, and stayed out late. And there was thousands of people there. People taking drugs, people having fun, people smoking, people vaping. Yeah, the air quality was pretty poor, so I'm feeling a little bit ran down. I didn't obviously take anything. I drank water. Um, yeah, I had a good night. It was excellent music. My feet are a bit sore from dancing a little bit too much, but overall, it was a fantastic night. And yeah, I guess today's episode is all about how do you recover faster, and what does it actually mean by getting sick? I'm in the belief that we are social creatures. We are designed to get sick, and we're designed to overcome certain situations, right? It's what builds our immunity. It's what builds our resilience. It's what builds us. It builds our character. And if getting sick is part of that, yes, of course, too much is not great. But if you're working towards something, if you're whatever it is, like your immune system, your immunity to life and disease, it's all in balance, which is mentioned in a previous episode. But I guess the question is, are we meant to get sick, or are we supposed to take things to support it? Or maybe a combination of all of them. I'm in the belief that yes, we're meant to get sick. We are meant to build immunity. We are meant to expose ourselves to tough conditions so that we become stronger and tougher. It's a little bit, I guess, if you look at the other side of the fence, it's like, well, we've become quite smart. We can know how viruses and things work. So let's create conditions where we know what our bodies need to produce to become immune to viruses and become immune to certain infections. So do we just give it the antibodies, or do we, let the body actually go through the process of learning how to fight this bug or fight this virus off? I kind of sit between both worlds. I really believe that our bodies are designed to fight things off, and that is what builds us to become stronger and tougher. But I also believe that with modern medicine, you know, the support that is offered, depending on what it is, can be very helpful to get you back on track. It's the same when it comes to herbs, right? Too much of a good thing will be a bad thing. And it's like, well, you can become the most disciplined, cut off person from the world and do something really, really tough, all for the point of nothing. All right. You can go and have all of the treatments to become this superhuman and have longevity. And I suppose these longevity cures to help you live to 150 or 200 years old. But until you get there, nothing is said to work. So I guess my point in today's episode is, yes, the philosophy of how I think about that, but two, what are some practical tools you can take away that will actually really help you get better sooner? First of all, you're going to learn how to relax. When your body goes into these states of being unwell, you'll probably notice that your breathing is a little bit shorter. It's a little bit more chesty and shallower. And it's harder to breathe in and out through your nose. When we breathe purely from our mouth, we are actually taking in a lot more toxic waste in the air, because these nostrils that we have are filled with things that will basically filter out a lot of the toxic stuff that's in the air. And so it's not about learning to force yourself to breathe through the nose and out through the nose, because if it's coming out through a tiny little straw that's partially blocked, it's going to be really hard to do that. And you'll probably pass out. So what I would suggest is just letting go. Actually, letting go is one of the easiest things you can do. It's the most simple thing to do, but it's probably the hardest thing to do, because you want to do everything you can in your power to get back on your feet sooner. So take the support, take the supplements, take the medication that you need. Some of the medications do prolong the amount of time that you will be sick. Sometimes I like to get hit hard, or I prefer to get hit hard and then recover quicker. It just means that I'm out for a day or two and then I get back on my feet. Other times I kind of prefer to take the longer path. It doesn't hurt as much, but gradually and steadily you're getting back on your feet. And you might be sick for a week or two. Of course, the support that you have around you in your environment, things like supplements and herbs, things like creating conditions like ideal sleep conditions are really great too. If you do have some of those nostril or nose tapes, they can be really helpful just to open your nose up a little bit more. So they will definitely help you breathe easier, especially at night. Drinking warm fluids is also a great one. So keeping it to about body temperature. Anything too cold can really negatively affect the body, especially when you're unwell, especially if you're looking through the traditional Chinese medicine lens. You'll see that dampness in the body, coldness in the body, these are not good for when your body is sick. You need to keep the heat up. So things like ginger, I think, are really good. And also the temperature of the water as well is really important. One thing, I don't think this has actually been shown too much in the studies of when people are actually sick, but building overall immunity and tolerance to things is actually exposing yourself to cold and hot. So creating the conditions where you're almost inducing hypothermia versus hyperthermia. So one being too hot and one being too cold. So thinking not so much ice baths. I would not take an ice bath in an unwell season, but what I would do is have it momentarily cold or have it lukewarm in the shower. If you're going the opposite and you want to expose yourself to heat, things like steam and sauna with the help of different essential oils can really help you breathe easier, as well as sweating out toxins that the body might be exposed to. So there are just some really practical tools you can take away from this episode. And yeah, I hope today's episode has been helpful. I mean, I don't know where this will land for you, but honestly, when I get sick, I do my best to rest as much as I can. And honestly, just feel the difficult, uncomfortable feelings. That's what I try my best to do. So we've come to that time of the episode where it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for tuning in. And if you found value in this episode, just share it with one person. Thanks so much. And I'll see you in tomorrow's episode.